What's going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we are going to be taking a look at this beautiful knife. This is the Kershaw Launch 13. Stay tuned. Ooh, that's bright. All right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, this is the Kershaw Launch 13, and believe it or not, I have not had any of the Kershaw Launch series in my possession. This is the first. The 13 is a very cool futuristic design, and this knife was sent to me by my good friend Justin over at Tier 1 Gear and EDC Reviews. I will have him linked down in the description, his Instagram and his YouTube channel. We have become really good friends, send knives back and forth to one another, and he sent me a few, and I am super stoked to be able to get this one in hand because, like I said, I've never had a Launch in my hand before, and so this was very, very fun. As you can see, it is a very unique, cool, futuristic kind of design that really catches the eye, almost polarizing to some. It almost looks kind of murdery, you know. It's just like this really pointy, just futuristic knife, you know. And some people might like that, some people don't. I kind of do. You know, I don't have a lot of knives that are kind of this design, but I think it's real fun. I really, really like it. One thing about this knife in particular is it's really thin. But goodness gracious, yeah. It fires out there really nice. Now, the autos that I have experienced have been all ProTech, Microtech, automatic knives. And so how does this compare to that? It's pretty damn good. I'm not going to say it's as good as a ProTech or a Microtech out the side auto, but it is a pretty snappy little thing. I mean, there is absolutely no complaints, that is for sure. And for the price tag of most of the Launch series knives, it is pretty dead gum good. This one does have aluminum scale handles. That is really cool design. It has an integrated lanyard hole back here if you want to carry a lanyard. No backspacer, but it's kind of integrated into the handle scales, the way that it's sandwiched together. So that's pretty cool. It also has a deep loop over deep parry pocket clip, which doesn't go all the way, but you only have just a little bit of knife sticking out, so I don't think anybody will balk at that. The button head screws, it's not recessed. You know, I wish they would have done that, or at least use, you know, at least reset the screws, not even, you know, not necessarily the clip itself. But, you know, it actually carried quite well. As you can see, it does have pretty good area between the button screws and the clip, so I didn't feel that it had any problems going in and out of pocket. This one is, boom, American made, baby, so we always love that. The blade on this guy is 154 cm. Maybe you can see it. And then there's the model number. This is an in-house design from Kershaw, and I'm not sure if that's what that means, but I do know it's an in-house design. So, yeah. And there's your Kershaw there. Auto. Really cool little knife. I mean, it's pretty fun to carry. If you're allowed to carry things like this, you know, because there are some states in this country that are stupid. And you can't. But, yeah. If you can, these things, super duper fun. I love this blade shape, you know, with a Warncliffe style blade. This thing, you know, it performs really well because you've got some pokey tasks that you can do to stab into like clamshell packages and cut those open. This kind of blade shape works really well for that. It's got a flat grind with a swedge on top, just a very attractive looking blade. And then as you can see, it's kind of a two-tone. You've got your satin, kind of a two-tone satin, because both of these are satin, but their grains are going a little differently, and then you have a coated portion right here. So really futuristic, really, really cool looking. The action, of course, like I said, snaps out good, but one thing I do love is the tension is not bad, so you can close this one-handed with ease, and that's really, really important to me with an auto, is if I can do that, because you know, if I'm using my knife and I've got something in this hand, I want to cut, open it up, cut what I got to do, get it back in there, and stow it away. So very important to me to be able to do that. But yeah, I really like this design. Something that's really cool is it is a captive pivot. Look at that captive pivot side. That's pretty cool the way they did that. I mean, it's not like crazy or anything, but I really just kind of dig the way they did that pivot. You know, with all those, almost like a gem and facets, you know. So pretty cool. I like it. The jimping on this guy is relatively nice. It's kind of closer together, which is usually what I like. And then holding this guy in hand, it's pretty good. Now, sometimes I like to get back up here, but in a regular saber grip, this jimping is pretty good. It swoops up right at about the same, the good spot for my hand size. As you can see, it's not a huge knife. My big hands in the grip area is kind of covering almost all of it. You can't choke up or anything. So it's pretty ergonomic. For my big old fat hands, though, it's one of those things where when a knife is this thin, it sometimes can be a little uncomfortable, or at least feel like a gorilla, shaking hands with a midget, as I usually say. Like, it's just, it's almost too thin. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, there's definitely thinner knives out there that I would say that it wouldn't work. This one would work for me. So, it's thin, but a lot of people are going to like that. The thin profile and the carry of this guy is pretty great. Let's go ahead and put it up against some staples. Here it is against I use this knife, and it is dirty. See if I can clean it here. Not that you really care, but there it is against the PM2. And as you can see, as far as lengthwise, PM2 is a little bit longer, but look at the difference in the thickness of this thing. Put this right on top of there. Yeah, so it is really, really thin, and it's just a dream to carry. Here it is against the Para 3, definitely. So it's kind of in between the size of these two. As far as lengthwise, thickness as well, you can see the handle thickness. It's pretty thin. It's about the same thickness as a Para 3 or a PM2. So really, really nice. Let's go ahead and put it up against some other autos that we have, right? So the Kershaw Launch versus ProTech. Obviously, the ProTech is a Strider design, so a much bigger knife as far as wide. As you can see, they're pretty close as far as overall length, but these ergonomics work a lot better for me. Man, I'm getting these glares, guys. They work a lot better for me than something this thin. However, sometimes in a day, you might want a thin, light blade to carry, and it's to be a good option. So the overall length of this guy is 8 inches. You get a 3.5-inch blade, which is great. It's only got about 120 thousandths thick blade stock, which is super cool. However, for some reason, with this flat grind, they didn't grind it in a way that I thought really could be. I mean, this thing is like 26 thousandths behind the edge. And with this, boy, would this make such a great just slicey beast if they'd have ground it better. It does well. It does fine for cutting task. It's just, I think they could have done a better job as far as grinding this a little bit thinner behind the edge to make it just a slicing laser beam. I really think it could have been that, and I'm kind of sad that they didn't do it. But that's cool. It definitely still cuts. It does fine. Here's the only other automatic that I have. This is the ProTech Magic Whiskers, and as you can see, it is much larger than the Whiskers. As far as being able to close one hand, this one is easy enough, and it's really great. You will not find another automatic that is as intuitive of closing than the Magic Whiskers to be able to get open and closed. It's just a really cool knife. But smaller than this, you get a smaller blade. Than this, you get 3.5 inches of all of that, so you can do basically whatever you want with this knife on a day-to-day basis. It's not going to be hard use, but it's very well built. It feels very sturdy. I don't find any problems with fit and finish as far as at this price range. It's about $125. So I don't think that is an issue at all. You're getting CPM 154 steel, which is what you get with the ProTechs a lot of the time. And both of these were over $200, I believe. This one might have been right at 200, maybe a little under, but this one was. So, at $125, the Launch Series is definitely something to look at. If you want an auto and you can carry an auto, definitely look at the Launch Series. Because I've gotten this one in hand, I need to get more because they do have, this is the Launch 13. So, they have at least 13. I'm not sure how many they do have. I think this is the last one, or the most recent one, but I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on some more to share with you guys because I'm impressed. I really am. I mean, yeah, it has some flaws for my particular taste and my hand size ergonomically and whatnot, but all in all, it's just a really good knife. I really enjoyed carrying it. A lot of the guys that I work with, they were like, whoa, that is so cool. And because it is, it's a very different, funky design that works as a tool. So anyways, guys, go ahead and go down below. If you're not already subscribed to Tier 1 gear and EDC reviews, definitely do that. Go check him out on Instagram. The guy is just awesome, down and dirty. Knife reviews, give you the information that you know. He's got a really good collection. And yeah, tell him thank you for sending this along and letting us take a look at it. If you are not subscribed to me, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of stuff. And the notification bell, because we do get giveaways quite often. And we have a lot of good stuff coming. And you'll be notified when I upload a new video or if a giveaway is coming up around the corner. So guys, stay safe in this crazy world that we're living in. And we will see you in the next one.